What's up, guys? It's been a little bit since I've made a video on here. Starting off on Season 5, we've lost the first few wars just due to fucking BS matchups. Also had some, rough patches within the Alliance, but I'm back now with some, so here we go. So we're facing MWO today. Starting off the first fight with Magic. Gonna throw on some small boosts for the first 3 fights here. Got a Cosmic on this node. I don't remember who it was, though, at this point. Guess we'll see when I get into the fight. Throw on some of the fucking Mystic boosts just to be extra careful. Oh, that's right. It's Proxima. It was an easy fight, especially with Magic right now. Love to bring her to rank 5 at some point. But she's still good at rank 4, so I mean, haven't felt like the need to, but she would definitely make some fights a lot easier at rank 5. Man, my parry timing today was off. That was pretty terrible. That was like, what, 2 or 3 times in a row I missed it. First fight down. Alright, so I know this was a skill node, and at the time I was wondering if this was going to be Punisher, because I had been told that this guy had suicides on, so I was like, Punisher would be a pretty good person to put on here, especially if that guy does have suicides on, because, he just keep getting specials, and eventually that shit would chip away at my fucking block. I can sometimes evade Punisher's L1, but, it's risky in war, because I get clipped and I bleed, then I'm fucked. Ended up being Korg, which I was kind of a little nervous about this fight. I think I've fought Korg 1 time, maybe, in seasons, so, this was kind of new to me. He had, the suicides on, which was, I don't know, kind of smart, but kind of not smart for this fight, because he, getting him into an L2 is kind of what I want to do, at least until I can get the L2 off from Magic. So I fought like an idiot too, because I forgot that he doesn't give off the Thorns damage when he's not duped. So I could have just simply, attacked him normally instead of doing the light hits. Alright. So we had a tech on All or Nothing. I was a little nervous that this would end up being Green Goblin, because I was like, I'm going to go in with Corvus. Try to pick up a charge before I get to the Ultron mini-boss. But I was like, if it's Green Goblin, there's a good chance that due to him regenning and also causing me to not gain as much power, there was a chance I might not have lived through it, especially if his L3 would have caused, poison or bleed or something. Actually, bleed wouldn't have mattered with Corvus, but poison might have. Anyways, ended up being Dr. Octopus. A strange choice a little bit for this node. I'm not exactly sure why. I don't know. But I was kind of happy to see him here. And the biggest problem I have with him is his L2. I can avoid his L1, obviously. I think everyone pretty much can. But his L2, I always just mistime it. Alright, that asshole's gone. Doing good so far. Alright. Ultron mini-boss was nice to see, because I know I could pick up an evade charge from this one. Now, at this point, I decided to throw on the big boosts, because my plan at this point was to clear middle and then head straight towards the boss. So I'm just trying to throw on everything I have. Except I probably could have used a better attack boost, but, it's whatever. Alright, my game was being a little laggy at this point. Not super laggy, but just a little bit. Alright, and there's the evade. That's what I was waiting for. So I'm going to wait for him to heavy me, and then I'm going to heavy him. Now, at this point, I have 2 charges. So, you know, the rest of this fight was nothing. I get to my L2. He evades the first 2 and then gets taken by the last one. Corvus's L2 was not unblockable. I mean, not that it ever is, but, you know, if he was a champ that doesn't have an L2 that's unblockable, that would have fucking been terrible for me, because I probably would have gotten smacked by him right after that. Alright, so this fight. It's fucking Mephisto. I told myself I should have brought Blade this whole time, just in case. And I was like, nah, fuck it, I'm gonna go with Nebula for, you know, the attack synergy. So I was a bit nervous on this fight, especially with it being Vitality, and regenning isn't always, you know, a good node to have Corvus on, let alone it being Mephisto. Now, Mephisto's not really hard, exactly, and with the MD nerf, he's a lot easier to fight, but the incineration damage and him gaining power and just the period of time where I can't hit him just makes things just all the worse for this fight. Not to mention the power drain. I mean, if I took dexterity off of this, you know, I think that's how this node works. I don't remember. It's been a while since I've hit this lane. But, so I wasn't able to do any, like, big damage to him. So at this point, he's regened almost half his health back. Not that he was, like, super low. At this point, I'm just kind of waiting for my fucking glaive charges to come back. I'm just chipping away at him. And ran into the fucking L1 there. I can't say how many times I do that on this fight. Not this fight, but a fight against Mephisto. Because I don't know what it is. I just always time that shit wrong. Alright, so I got 13 charges left. He still hasn't hit his regen point, but he did now. So at this point, I got 10 charges left, and I'm like, I don't know if I'm going to be able to get him down with these. I get to my L1, I use that. Brings him down to 17%. I got 3 charges left. I was kind of just hoping at this point, like, you know, brought him down to 1, and then I finished him off. If that Vitality would have hit again, I could have been pretty screwed, though. Alright, so we had a skill node on Breakthrough. Now, I thought this could possibly be, you know, Korg again. There's a couple other people it could have been, too, but I wasn't really sure, honestly, at the time of who this would be. It ended up being Masker, though. You know, just a heads up. Which, I don't really fight Masker much in this. I know his block damage is fucking ridiculous. I ended up checking to make sure my video was still recording. Can't say how many times I've gone to record a video and then found out later that it was never recording in the first place. So, yeah, I'm not exactly the most comfortable at fighting Masker just because of the fact that I don't fight him much. I know how to evade his specials, which is, like, I guess the best part. Because that's the part you'll get wrecked by. But at this point, you know, I'm still, like, really boosted. I failed that fucking intercept. Got a text from my fucking friend in the middle of the fight, because, you know, people don't leave me alone when I'm doing this shit. Alright, at this point, it was between Thor and Archangel. I decided to go to Archangel while Ro over there went to Thor. Heal up a little bit. Yeah, this fight should give me my 3rd charge. I think the only thing I didn't fight in this fucking, you know, round was an Avenger. Which is fine. 3 charges is good. That was an easy fight. This season, Archangel's probably being used by every alliance as strictly a defender. I mean, the whole bleed immunity across the board really fucking nerfed him for this fucking season. Alright, so I'm at Medusa. I've got the 30% boost on. At this point, I'm like, alright, I'm going to use my 20%. You know, if I'm taking the boss, I might as well. All the other boosts still running. I could have thrown on suicides for this fight. Made it a lot quicker. But I'm a little low on units currently, so I decided not to. So far, so good at the start. Stone Heavies, at least she wasn't aggressive at the beginning and just trying to put me in the wall. I threw a heavy out there just because, you know, this heavy takes a little bit longer to, you know, go through with. So I figured it would kind of run down the clock a little bit for her fucking Furies to disappear. Hit her with an L2. Took out most of her health. 3 charges left. She's almost at 3. Okay. She was at 3. I'm just high right now, so I read that as 2. I don't know why. Alright, so got her up against the wall. Currently just waiting for my glaive charges to come back. I mean, I'm going to keep throwing shit at her until, you know, the glaive charges return, or I eventually just take her out, because at 11% health, she'd pretty much die without glaive charges. If I got to like an L2, I'm pretty sure that would finish her. But I decided to throw an L1 just to kind of keep her at a distance. .44 hits in, she's almost dead. My glaive charges are almost back. At this point, she's not throwing an L1. I'd prefer not to push her to an L2 because I hate evading that shit. Alright, and there they are, and she is down. And that wraps up that war. No deaths this war, so that's a plus. And here we are on the highlight reel. Piled about 3 videos from other teammates on my alliance, and we're there. Alright, so I always pronounce this guy's name wrong. So I'm just going to call him Anak, I don't know. So he's using Blade against Korg here. He's got, you know, all the big boosts running for Blade. And a regen boost, that was a good idea. I've never used Blade against Korg myself. Actually a pretty good idea, especially with how many hits his L2 does. It'd be a nice way to get rid of his rock shield pretty quick. On the plus side, Korg's on a breakthrough node, so, you know, enough hits on him either way and he'll eventually take a lot of damage. Then again, I don't know, because if he takes more damage due to the breakthrough node, when he has his rock shield up, does that deliver more damage? Something I don't know. But I would like to know, because it's an interesting concept. He's been doing pretty good at keeping him pushed to L2, because, I mean, that one's way easier to avoid than the L1. A lot of blocking. He's fighting very well against him. And he did a sick job taking him out with Blade. 66 hits, that wasn't bad at all. Alright, next up I got Shanks, and he's also fighting a Korg. This Korg was on 29. That's a fight I personally wouldn't want to do. I don't know how well I'd do it. He's running suicides, which is a smart idea. I can't even imagine how much damage that L1 would do after a few bars of power and the fucking attack increases from that. Oh, God, that would suck. Alright, he's pretty close to his L2. Pretty sure that's what he was waiting on this whole fight. Alright, so he's got him power locked at this point. Magically get all that fucking health back, which is excellent. Fights like this is what makes me want to rank 5 my magic even more. And that L2, you know, the rock shield absorbed a decent amount of that, so he didn't get the power lock, but that didn't matter. Right here, he's going to finish it off with an L3, and he did an excellent job against his Korg as well. Again, probably better than I would do on this node. Alright, last video here, we got Darkside. He's going to be fighting Mephisto on All or Nothing. Now, I sent him here. I know he didn't have any invulnerability boosts, so it was a little risky of a fight. We weren't sure if it was going to be a one-shot. Well, I wasn't sure. He might have been sure. Always good to be confident in yourself. But, you know, strike back, All or Nothing. Plagued Mine. There was a possibility this was going to end up rough. Mephisto not taking bleed this season. I will say he definitely is a much more pain in the ass, because, I mean, besides the incineration on this, he could have, you know, bled out him most of the way before actually, like, going at him with actual hits. Playing cautiously. That's probably what I would do at this point. Alright, so now Mephisto's in an L3. He threw another L2. It was smart. I'm pretty sure if that would have connected with Mephisto right then, I'm pretty sure he would have died. Definitely see some panic fighting right after the L2 missed and hit his block. At this point, you know, Mephisto's L3 really did not do too much damage to him, which was very good. I can't even imagine what he was thinking when it happened. I probably would have been like, oh, here it goes, I'm gonna fucking die. Mephisto has 6% health left, and with 4 more hits, he was down. Good job. Alright, so we ended up winning. We won by, I believe, 1 kill. We had a huge mishap on Path 5, I believe it was, on one of the battle groups, not sure which one. This is the matchups we've had all season. It's been pretty shitty. New Nation being the first one kind of sucked. Kind of threw us off really bad. Alright, so we had 149 diversity for this one. Attack bonus was 480 out of, and they had 479. 16 to 16. MVPs for this were L Whiskey, Janu, and me. Not that MVPs exactly matter, because usually it's just how many, you know, fights you take in a match. Could be Path 1 the whole way and then up to the boss. All 3 battle groups did excellent this war. Anyways, thanks for watching. I'll try to get another one up for the next war. Sorry about the lack of videos.